long time, I wasn't quite sure what I'd find. Living a lifetime, lost memories.
Hello, welcome to Album Deep Dive with Jason and friends. And today I have my friends Bianca and Erica. Say hello.
Hey. Hey guys.
What's up?
This
Hey
is
guys.
their first first time on an Album Deep Dive, and it's a special one. This is a special episode. It's a Mother's Day / Memorial episode for our friend Lorri, who lost Nicole Stevens, her daughter, on 11/18/2023. And why we're doing this episode is Lori's a second mom to the three of us, and all three of us were Nicole's closest and best friend for a very, very long time. I'm going to go.
Yes.
Actually, you guys go first because you met Nicole way before me. So who met Nicole first?
Yeah. So our parents were friends. And my mom and her mom became very close. And then, and that time when you have a friend, you bring the kids over, and then, we started hanging out, and I think I became friends with her first, but Erica was, probably.
Yeah, I'm 3 years older
She was
than
in
you.
and out, but
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. So I think Erica kind of entered in the picture along with me, but it was more like, in and out. But as we got older, we all were very close.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So you met when you guys were like 3, 4, something like.
Probably definitely kindergarten for sure, right?
Yeah.
I think didn't she go to I think you guys were in kindergarten from what I remember, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So was that 5?
Yeah,
I think that's crazy.
5 years old. Wow.
I think 5.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Close.
I just
So
always
pretty young,
remember
the pictures at Aunt Katie's.
Yeah, you guys were really young.
Yeah.
I'm thinking kindergarten. I just always remember Nikki. We call her Nikki, and I don't know. I just always remember her being like she was like a sister to us. She was just always in our lives. I don't remember ever. I can't remember the first time we actually even met her. They were just always over. We were always over their house. Sleepovers there in our house.
Right.
So you guys-
Right. Also, another thing is she lived in Carteret, and my aunt lived in Carteret, so she was literally right up the street. So when we were younger, we would walk up the street and play with her, and then bring her to my aunt's house, kind of vice versa. We would kind of go back and forth, and then I think that who's related to? Is there's some relation to her, isn't there, from Aunt Katie's side?
I'm trying to think. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't think so.
Jerry's sister's Gloria.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Oh, right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so they live right up the street.
Yeah,
there's a family connection. Yeah.
Yeah. And Gloria was, got it.
So what was
the
typical hangout? What, like 7, 8, 9?
So going to Nicole's house, the parents would go over and we'd have dinner, and they'd sit and talk and bullshit and have drinks, and and then me and Nikki would go upstairs, and I don't even know what we would do, but we had dolls. She always played with dolls. She loved the Muppets. So I remember
she did love the Muppets. Oh my God.
I remember her having the Muppet dolls, and we would play with them. And then as we got older, the Cabbage Patch dolls came into play. So we were always playing with dolls, and then Barbies, and stuff like that. But in the warmer months, I just remember being outside.
Okay.
We would be outside in her backyard, and it was always overgrown, and I don't know, I have a smell. There's a smell that I could smell right now. It was some sort of bush that was back there. And do you remember that smell, Erica? It was like a berry smell of some sort. It was like elderberries or something in her backyard that would grow.
I think I know.
I could smell it like right now. So anyway, we were always in the backyard playing on swings and stuff like that. But we would keep ourselves busy. I mean, constantly.
You got this active Nicole. I definitely got the
right.
We did have the active Nicole. Yeah.
And then we got the teen Nicole when she came. We moved to Woodbridge and she moved to Brick. She would come over and we would just listen to music and look at lyrics to albums and like. She was a trip. I remember she had all these like metal magazines and she would like bring them over. We'd look through them and she would pretend to sign them like, Dear Nicole, you're the best. Mike Muir. And like she would sign Mike Muir's signature from Suicidal Tendencies. I'm like, how do you even know his name? And like she did on every page. It was she was just the funniest.
Oh,
Funny, as crazy and funny as she was in her older years, she was the same exact way when she was little, right? She never changed.
Absolutely.
You mentioned about the Muppets, and we had a thing, and this is our 20s and 30s, where we gave every boyfriend she had a Muppet. Like,
come on,
like,
really?
Or she was dating Animal. Like,
oh my God, that's great.
So one of
I do remember
represented it.
That's so funny. And so funny, she every time she would have this Miss Piggy, and she would draw marker all over her face. Do you remember that?
Oh,
there was marker all over Miss Piggy's face. Like I was like, Nicole, you can't do this. Like, who cares? You know, like. But she was still playing with it like it was brand new. It was so funny.
That's great.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the joke behind that is, and I know her mother hates this video, but when she was in her probably 30s, we did a video where her wearing this like mask and her bra and panties, and she wrote all over her body.
No way, really?
Oh my
That's
God.
so funny.
We put it on YouTube whatchamacallit. Lorri called us immediately. It's like, take that down.
Oh my God, I
that's
can't.
so funny.
But I actually still have the video. I'll have to one day. I can share it with you too, though. That's for sure.
Yeah. Oh, that's so funny.
But when I tell you, like in the summer, I mean, I spent weeks with her. You know, even in Brick, I would go up.
Yep.
And I was at her house, and we were so busy. I don't know what we did. Oh, she did go outside. We used to go outside. All the houses were being newly developed, so there was like an area in the woods back there in Brick. Do you remember that?
Oh my
with
God.
the big cylinder concrete things.
Yes.
We used to buy hot dogs and make a fire and like camp out back there. And then like put like a fake bed in the cylinder. Like we were out there for hours until like 9 o'clock at night.
We used to hang out in the empty houses, and I'll never forget. We had a mutual friend. She lost her virginity in a
cylinder.
In a cylinder.
Empty houses, and they put me with headphones listening to Ozzy Osbourne's "Blizzard Around" in one room while they went and hooked up in the It was so funny. Yeah. And I remember telling Nicole about it happening because she actually wasn't with us. It was me, a mutual friend, and somebody else, and it was crazy. So
it's very like over the edge, you know.
Very over the edge.
Yeah.
I met Nicole in 1988. She just moved to Bricktown, New Jersey, and of course, I had just moved down to Bricktown, New Jersey. And the only reason we met was because I was a different grade. She was best friends with my cousin, and I got dragged over to Nicole's house, which was always a fun place to be because poor Lorri worked her butt off, and
she was always working.
Yeah, but we were so horrible because we literally all the kids would pile in her house, drink all her alcohol, eat all her food, the whole day after school, and then we fill her alcohol back up with water so she wouldn't. We were but we had a ball, and it was funny. When I met Nicole, I wanted to be her friend so bad, and she hated me.
That's so
Are you serious?
I was annoying as could be, blah, blah, blah. And then about 3 months later, like, I was like King Jason.
Oh, wow.
Jason, did you live in like those apartments?
The condos on the other side.
Yeah, because I remember going to see you and walking the condos. Yes. And there was like some sort of little lake there or something.
Yep, the creek.
Okay,
yeah.
The creek, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes,
all right.
Nicole had an obsession with that creek. She liked to take her bra off and put it down the stream.
Yes, it
Lori
sounds like her.
Day was like flipping out because she had like no bras and she had to go buy her all these bras. And she's like, "I you all these bras. What are you doing with them?" And not realizing she's just throwing them down the creek.
So funny. That is so funny.
That's great.
But yeah, I feel like it was like different stages, like we had our younger years, like, and then when she moved from Carteret, to Brick, it was a different phase, you know what I mean? Like we were getting older, we were now becoming teenagers and we were doing different things,
Yeah.
But we still always had like music in the background. I mean, even when we were young, we always had MTV on, like growing up. And I think the whole music thing came into play as we started just getting a little bit older and like realizing who we were and what we liked. And like, it was so huge back then, like music, videos, it was a big thing, so.
I don't know if I would have been such close friends if it wasn't for the love of heavy metal.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah. I remember taking Bianca and Nicole to City Gardens to see Testament, and you guys were probably like 15, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember that? We had the best time ever. And and she was so much fun. She went like afterwards, she went right up to the guys in the band, we're talking to them, asking them, we were like, oh my God, Nicole, she didn't care about, like she just, she just went for it. She was so much fun. The best.
Yep. And then we all, luckily enough, you guys maintained friendships to the end.
Yeah.
Nicole and I definitely went on a massive journey in our adult life, where we lived together multiple times, and I moved to Florida to be with her several times. Once when I was in my early 20s, I went for a little bit. Then I came back and did it in my 30s, and then I did it again in my 40s. And I still, to this day, I'm so thankful. Nicole and I were celebrating, I think, 30, maybe 35 years friendship or something like that. Or
wow.
But it was something, and it was like my birthday, and we went out to dinner, and we had like the greatest. I felt like we were kids again. Had the greatest time ever. And then unfortunately, that was November 5th, and on November 18th, she sadly passed away. And I know for the three of us, that was a huge loss for us, and obviously for our mother Lori, that was devastating.
I never had somebody so close pass away.
Yeah. Speaking of Lori, you all had Lori's cooking, right?
I mean, I would just want to go to her house just for that. Yeah, absolutely. I was like, can I come pick you up for the week? Yep, sure. Can you make my favorite chicken and broccoli and rice? Oh yeah, sure. So she would always make it. But yeah, food was always a big part of our stuff, our routine too. Because when I went to Brick, her mom would obviously go to work. Her mom would have us, all right, this is what you got to do today. You got to take the London broil out.
Yeah.
You got to, so Nicole was always so responsible. We always were cooking dinner. Like one night we made meatloaf, and I'll never forget. We were listening, we were watching like a recording of Headbangers Ball or something like that. And in the background was, who was playing? What is it?
King Diamond?
King Diamond. And remember music.
Oh, King Zax.
King Zax. Yeah. And so we made our own meatloaf. I smell meatloaf. So that, we had this whole song about meatloaf. It was hysterical. And
that's
it was
great.
Little things like that. So we were always cooking and listening to music. So that was another fun thing that we were 13. My kids would never go in the kitchen and listen to music and make macaroni,
I actually went to Lori's house probably about 4 or 5 months ago, and I drove down about 4 hours away, had dinner and spent time with her. It was a fabulous time. She's a great cook. Love spending time with her, and not only that, she was an excellent mother to Nicole. And she has been, and I lost my mother when I was 25, and I'm 50, so it's only 25 years ago. And in that time, Lori has stepped up, especially in my 20s when there was a few times where I needed a place to live, and she always said, "Come right in, leave your stuff here. If you have to move out and you don't have a place to bring it, put your address in my in my house and do what you got to do." I mean, anything. She's been there like a rock for me, and I'm
That's
just
awesome.
so glad. that the three of us can get together and do this. And Bianca was nice enough to pick the album out because it was very hard.
Yeah, it was. This one was hard, but I mean, when I closed my eyes, I remember being in her living room in Brick and just watching the video over and over again, and like just being so excited about it, and just we were like I said, I think we were transitioning. Music wise, we were listening to Def Leppard and Rat and all that stuff, and then things just started elevating, and I think this was around that time everything was elevating.
Yeah, I mean, I was very much hair band at that time for sure. It was 88, and I remember going into Nicole's. She had that kind of like that one room. She had a bedroom, but then she had a room where the stereo was and all her records and cassettes mostly. And I remember just sitting on the floor and going, Anthrax, and I was like, I think my brothers like them. I was too heavy for me at the time, so she just still loved it. Loved Joey Belladonna.
Loved him. Yeah.
Frank Bello.
Frank Bello too.
I loved Frank Bello. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, don't forget we have that video too of us. Like we used to have the video camera and just pretend we were the bands in the music video, and Nicole was a drummer. She was Charlie. Remember that? Bianca was Frank. Yeah. I was Joey, and we sang one of the songs from this album, right? What was it?
Anti-Social.
I think it was.
I've seen the video back the day. I saw the video for sure because she was So
she was so good. She played every character like she could have been a comedian. Forget it. Forget it.
So, in the honor of Nicole, we are deep diving Anthrax's 1988 State of Euphoria.
Let's go. Yeah.
So, we are going to break this album down. But first, if you're not familiar with Anthrax, it is this album was Joey Belladonna, Dan Spitz, Scott Ian, Frank Bello, Charlie Burnett, and Carol Freeman played the cello part of was it Be All and All?
Okay.
Be All and All.
Yeah.
Yep.
State of Euphoria. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this was recorded in April and June 1988. So it came out pretty, released September 1988. So man, they recorded this and then put it right out.
So I feel like it was. What was the album before this? Do you remember? Because it was a little. There was some time and there was nothing going on.
Spreading disease, if I'm correct, but I could be wrong.
So I think it was it was kind of like everybody was like, oh, we're waiting, and then it comes out and we're like, oh my God, you know what I mean? It's I remember there being such a long space between their last album and then this comes.
Yeah, maybe Among the Living was before.
Was
this?
It Among the Living?
I think so. Yeah,
that's what it was. Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Good job,
so,
Erica.
Oh, thanks.
Yes. So I remember just waiting.
It was a big deal when this came out. Yeah.
Big deal.
Yes.
Yeah, it was very big.
How about this? Oddly enough, it was recorded in Miami, Florida, which only a few years later, Nicole would be living right by in Hollywood, Florida.
That's wild, huh?
Right.
Yeah.
Good old Megaforce.
Her in Hollywood too.
Good old Megaforce record company. Good old New Jersey label that signed Metallica, Anthrax, staple of speed metal. Produced by Anthrax, Mark Dodson. I don't know the producers at all. Sometimes these Canadian producers, are fairly well known, but executive producers were John Missoula and Marsha Missoula, which were the owners of Megaforce. So them I know I know them, but I've heard of them very well.
Yeah.
Typical, there's no official budget for this album listed, but it was, it could have ranged anywhere from 100 and 300,000, which is a lot of money for a band at that level during that time.
Yeah.
And then charting. Let's see here. Billboard, it reached number 30, which is great for a trash band in the 1988's Billboard Top 200, 30. That's pretty good.
Okay, I didn't know that. Yeah.
But hey, check this out. The coolest thing is their Finland was, I guess, their top place because they made number 4 in 1988. That's pretty cool.
Wow, Finland, go figure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's awesome.
I don't know if it was their first gold album, but just did reach gold status, stapling them as a band not to mess with.
Right. Yeah.
And it had 2 singles. One would be "Making Me Laugh," released in 1998, did not chart. And then we had the most famous song off the album, "Antisocial," which was a cover.
Yeah.
And, which was March 6th, close to Nicole's birthday, 1989, and that no Billboard. They weren't big on singles, but that album sold.
Okay, good, yeah.
Oh, here in the notes, it was the follow-up, "Among the Living."
Among the Living
had higher expectations from the fans and critics. So just like you said, you guys were saying, fans and critics they had high expectations because of "Among the Living."
They sure did. Yes.
Yeah.
Wow,
and this was a little different. Very different.
It was. Yeah, and I grew to like this album a lot more years after it came out. Like, I'll listen to it now and I'm like, wow, it's awesome. But at the time it was just like you wanted it to sound more like "Among the Living." Well, at least I did. I was like, this is so different. I don't know if I like it. And it's great. Each album's different, right? And they're all
right.
They had songs inspired by Stephen King's "Misery," Velvet Blue, Blue Velvet, and Televangelist Scandals, "Make Me Laugh."
Make me laugh.
Yeah. Okay. Controversy. "Make Me Laugh," religious background. "Antisocial," which was a cover debate, and production criticism for being too polished, which. After "Among the Living," would you consider this a polished album?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was a little toned down.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, the first thing. We'll talk about that when we get on the tracks. Let's see, and pressure from previous albums. So I guess "Among the Living" was a killer album.
That was some album.
That was an album. Yeah,
that was awesome.
I'm missing out then because I haven't heard. I don't think I heard the whole thing.
Yeah.
Did that have Indians on it?
Yes.
What is it?
Yeah, Indians.
Yeah.
I love that song.
Yeah.
Music mainly composed by Charlie Benetti, which
Benante.
That's pretty awesome because isn't he's the drummer?
Drummer.
Right? Yeah. So that's usually not a common thing, but hey, I like that.
Yeah.
And let's see, and then lyrics mainly by Scott Ian, which I did not know that.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I am Scott Ian being the staple of Anthrax. I mean, I know, like I said, if Nicole was here, she'd say Joey Belladonna.
Of course she would.
But Scott Ian, definitely in the music industry is a man that's very well known, married to Meatloaf's daughter.
Pearl,
which is so awesome. I love the
cool.
stories of like Grandpa Meatloaf.
Wow. It's so great. Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. All right, so we're gonna deep dive this album track by track, and the first one we have is "Be All End All."
All right.
I'm gonna say first, and then just to kind of remind everybody, this was not an album I was familiar with. I didn't really have it. I didn't own it in the 80s, so I spent the last week listening to it 6 times a day.
Okay. That's great.
So I got to know it very well this week. But the violin, I like it. I think it's cool. Well, the cello, but it kind of reminded me a little bit of Fight Fire with Fire.
It's a little dreary.
Yeah,
it's a little dreary. Yeah.
The soft, beginning and then.
Yeah, kind of does. I could see that. Yeah.
Which the two of them were really good friends, so it was like was it a I wondered if it was like a play on each other, like hey, we're gonna do this just like mess with you.
Yeah, maybe. Right. Yeah, but, it was definitely different for Anthrax at the time, right?
Yeah. Well, that's like when you listen to Ride the Lightning for the first time and you just hear that dun 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 dun, dun and you're like, what?
Yeah, like what's going on? Wait, where's this going? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then it kicks in and then you're like, oh,
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's so okay. All right, I got this. Yeah,
I wasn't worried.
okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't worried. Yeah.
So is anything on this song that stands out to you guys back in the day or now? Or
No, this was the first song where kind of got you into everything. It was a decent song. I don't know. Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
Did you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it? Start singing it, Eric. Like I just be all. Is it let? Be all and you'll be the end. All life should be. That's a state of mind euphoria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's always. I remember that about it. Is that it?
Yeah.
Is that yeah?
Yeah. It's got a good beat, good bass. Yeah.
You know what it means. Wake up.
Yeah.
Time to live your dreams. I loved it. It.
It had good timing, good chord structure. Really good fast pace, and Joey's vocals were really good on it.
That's true. Yeah.
Definitely.
Great.
And this let's see if there's
I haven't listened to it, so I really should have listened to it like this week.
Yeah.
And I did not even think to listen to it, but it's all gonna come back to me.
Okay. You were already doing a podcast about it.
Jason listens 6 times a day, Bianca. Come on.
I mean,
he didn't even know the album.
I had to catch up. You guys have a lifetime of listening to it.
But this is like embedded in my brain for years, so I'm good.
Yeah.
It's like nursery rhymes coming back to us, right?
I wish I had like an Alexa next to me, because then I'd be like, Alexa, play blah blah blah.
Then we have Out of Sight, Out of Mind.
Okay, that's a good one too.
Yeah. I enjoyed this one. It was I thought very good. As much as there's got a lot of lyrics, and I'm Scott did write some really good lyrics, but the music is so good on this album that even though Joey's voice is good, you really feel the guitar in it.
Yeah. I mean, they're just so tight, right? Everything's just so tight, and like bass is great. The riffs are great. I mean, it's just melodic and stuff.
I give them a lot of credit on the first 5 or 6 songs were killer. So for Out of Sight, Out of Mind, anything that brings back for you guys?
Air, you want to?
No. Now that I'm looking at the songs, I'm feeling like the first one is. I'm liking the first one more than I thought I did, because it's the first song of the album where the intro is great and it's heavy and it slides into Out of Sight, Out of Mind. This is a great song too. Nothing else to really say about it. It's not one of my favorites, but I don't think they don't have any bad songs, so I can't even say I don't like it.
It's one that gets lost in the mix.
That's all. Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
and that's the thing. You might not always like every song, but you don't have to hate it. You're just not.
Yeah, you don't have to hate it, but guess what? You'll know every word.
Yes, right.
You'll know every word.
There's some classic albums out there that I love every song, but like Motley Crue, like I love Dr. Feelgood, but Rattlesnake Shake,
Right.
It wasn't the greatest song.
Not your favorite, right? Yeah,
but it was a good song.
Yeah,
Making Me Laugh.
Okay, Make Me Laugh. Yeah.
Let's see. How does that one go?
Oh my God, this is. I'll tell you, this was a highlight for me.
Oh, this was a good one. Yeah,
Erica, you like this one?
Yes.
Erica liked this one.
Yeah, this was their first single off the album.
Yeah, I can't believe this was a single. Wow, this was the first single off the album. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I don't think I ever heard it until I listened to it this week, and I could have, because I have seen, Nicole has taken me to see Anthrax.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but I fell in love with this song. Absolutely fell in love with this song.
Yeah.
Love it. That just making me laugh. Like, it just, again, about the television evangelists, which is always, I think is a great subject, because like Nicole always felt that when I was 25 or something, I moved to Texas and joined a religious cult.
Oh my God!
Wow, no way.
lasted like 8 months, and she thought I was crazy.
Damn. All right.
I went crazy for a little bit.
So you can,
That's all right.
so you can relate to the song.
You're
Wow.
making me, yeah.
But
Yeah.
good song. And then we have the classic, which is it's a originally by French band called Trust. This is a cover, which I never knew that. I always thought this was an Anthrax original.
Yeah, I remember it being a cover when it came out, but I never heard the original.
I wasn't familiar with the song either.
Yeah,
so this was
I
like a
never
brand
heard
new
the
song
original.
for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was from a French band called Trust that was from 1980. So it's probably some of that early punk speed metal,
Right.
Yeah.
Curious to hear the original.
I remember hearing the original, and this is better from what I remember. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's the original in French,
Yeah.
I think this is the first. Is this the video? This is the first video that they put out from the album, right? Okay.
From this album,
it kind of said Mike Making Me Laugh was the first, but this was their big video that got a lot of airplay.
Yes. Yeah, I remember this on Headbangers Ball a lot. Yeah, this is always on. Yep.
Yeah.
And I think the video was live, right? The
it had live
MTV,
parts.
I think it was live. Yeah, it was great.
Beginning, I had
a lot of energy, and it wasn't very thrashy, but it was heavy. It was great. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember as a kid though, this was something that when it was on MTV, I liked it.
Yes.
Totally dug this song. I was very happy they covered it, and happy it was a hit for them.
Yeah.
Who Cares wins.
Another good song. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great tune.
This has a little nice intro to it.
This was a great. I watched this video not too long ago, and this song kicks ass. Like, I didn't appreciate it when I was younger, but it's a great song. So much energy. And I got a wild story for you for this.
Yeah.
Okay. The video for this was I guess Anthrax formed with they did something to like for homelessness in New York City, or I don't even think it was just New York City. It was anywhere where they came together. And when this video came on, it had all clips of like homeless people in the city, New York City, walking around, and at the bottom there was like, if you want to donate, call so and so. And I must have seen this video 100 times, and my boyfriend at the time, who wasn't into like thrash metal, he was in my room when I had like my tape of like Headbangers Ball, and I'm like, oh, watch this video, this band's great. He's like, whatever, and he's watching it. Well, he almost had a heart attack. He fell on the floor. He goes, oh my God, stop. I'm like, what? He's like, oh my God, rewind it. Now he always told me stories of his uncle Mickey, who had a lot of mental health issues, and he was homeless, and he lived in New York City, and he actually was murdered hitchhiking to Florida to see his daughter. He was like shot in the head, and they never found out what happened to it. They couldn't solve it. And he always told me about his uncle Mickey never like getting his picture taken. So his mother, when he passed away, his family had no pictures of him. So he was actually in this video, the Anthrax video. He's in a clip.
Wow.
Begging for change. So a white van pulls up, and you see him with his hand out, and that's his uncle. And it's so wild because he looked so much like his mother at the time. I'm like, oh my God, he's a picture of your mom. Well, he's like, I have to show my mom this. And we brought the video over. It was a whole thing. We brought the video over to our house. She's like, oh my God, it was wild. And you know what's funny? Years later, that movie, was it Monster, where about the female serial killer?
That was down by where I live.
What was the actress's name that played her in Monster?
Charlize Theron.
Yeah. Well, he was one of the victims of that woman, Eileen or whatever.
Eileen Wuornos, yeah.
So that's who shot his uncle, and he murdered him when he was hitchhiking to Florida. Yeah, wild, right?
Wow, that's really crazy. And I just back in November, there's a place called I forgot the name of it, but it's a museum of serial killers in Savannah, Georgia.
No way. Okay.
And they had a little display of Eileen Wuornos. I think they had some of her ashes, her prison underwear.
Damn! Wow, that's wild. Wild.
Yeah, it's I can't remember the name of the museum, but my God, if you're in Savannah, it is so cool to see. They had like a Gacy exhibit, a Ed Gein exhibit.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it was so cool. Anti-LaVey stuff, Heaven's Gate, all the
awesome.
crazy stuff that we heard about back in our day.
Yeah, that's
Wow,
crazy.
damn.
Okay. Now it's dark.
Oh,
Another
you
great
I
love
can
song.
Now It's
see.
Dark. You
Don't you
love this song.
fucking look at me.
Oh, this is one of the songs we played.
Now
We
it's
were like
dark.
with
Now.
Nicole. This is one of the
Yes.
songs. This was
Oh
one of the
yeah.
songs we videotaped. Yeah.
Now it's
Yep.
dark.
This
It's a
this
really great song.
Yeah,
this
it
song
is.
I like this song too. I
Yeah.
was like very surprised on this one.
Yeah, this is a really good one.
It's
Yep.
And this
fast
was one.
paced, it has a good flow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Inspired by the film Blue Velvet. So obviously I'm
Oh.
gonna have to watch that movie.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
never saw Blue Velvet. I mean, I remember reading it was inspired by it, but I was young. I was like, I'm not gonna go watch Blue Velvet. Like, but
No.
I'd like to see it now, right? Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like Joey's vocals in this a lot.
Yes.
Joey
Yes.
really starts, belting them out with this one.
Since it has like a
Mhm.
tone compared different from the other tracks. Do you find that?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I do, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
He goes lower and then he goes high. He's kind of like,
Mm-hmm.
showcasing what he could do.
I that's one of the things about this album is that even though technically I usually get done and then I move on, I will still be listening to this album after.
Yes.
this week,
Yeah.
Mhm.
you know. Oh, I do got to point out on the slide here, this is one of my favorite pictures of me and Nicole. I think I was
wow.
18
Oh,
or
I love
19. And
That's great.
She was like 18. I think I was 19. We went to Disney World, I think it is, and did the full old time photos. And
That's
That's
hilarious.
hysterical.
it killed us because we couldn't get over how much we really fit the part of looking like some 1980 or 1890,
Yeah.
Southern couple.
Yeah.
That's
And how old were you
hysterical.
there? Like 15?
Now it's like 18, 19 there.
Okay.
This was like
Yeah.
my first when I was old enough. I never got to, when Nicole left when she was 15, I never got to see her until I was old enough to fly because my mother had this rule that none of her kids were allowed to fly until they were 18.
Okay.
She was
Okay.
afraid of flying.
Okay.
So when I turned 18, one of the first things I did was fly there.
That's great.
That's awesome.
Okay, Schism.
Schism. Oh my God. I forgot about this one.
Schism.
Oh my God. Yeah, this is a good one too. Yep.
Yeah, I like it. Not one of my favorites, but this was
Not
really,
one of my favorites.
Yeah, good track
Well, I
though.
don't know.
I do feel like
it was catchy.
yeah.
I don't think I knew what schism meant, so I just didn't care.
Yeah, that's thrash bands because of their style of music in the 80s got, they considered them very dumb bands. But if you really read the writing of a lot of thrash bands, those dudes were smart.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah.
and they were touching some heavy subjects that you just didn't grasp because of the fastness of it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yes.
You're right.
Very
I would
smart.
fast forward on this one. I always fast forward. Schism. It wasn't really, like I said, I didn't know what it meant, so I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't have a phone where I could Google.
Misery Loves Company, which is inspired by Misery by Stephen King.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I
Okay.
didn't know that
Interesting. Oh, yeah.
It makes you want to listen to it in a different view then.
Yeah. And I'm reading I know the song and I know the lyrics as like a 15-year-old singing them, but like I'm reading them now and I'm like, as an adult, I could see that you see things differently when you're a little older, right? And you're right. I see Misery in the movie Misery in the lyrics for sure. Yeah.
Wow, look at that company.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't it? It's funny because you said as a kid you read it, and now as an adult, isn't it crazy when you think about an album like this where it's been part of your almost your life now? Like it's more been in your life than it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what drives me nuts doing these shows. I'm like, I did Motley Crue Too Fast for Love the other day, and I was 6 when that came out. Like,
oh my God, really?
And I still play it. like at least
that's a great album. That's a classic album, right?
Yeah. Crazy. 13, which was an instrumental.
Yeah.
which was very short, and took the opportunity for the song for us to kind of put some nice pictures of Nicole.
Awesome.
With one was with Tame Me Down from Faster Pussycat.
Oh, that's
Yes.
awesome. Wow, look at that. Very
One of
cool.
Nicole's other favorite bands, and a band that was very special to her and me, and House of Pain was a huge thing, because the one thing that Nicole and I shared was we both didn't have the best father in the world.
Right. Yeah.
It was such a special song for us that, and I really to this day thank Lorri so much. When we did her prayer card, we actually used Faster Pussycat lyrics from House of Pain on her prayer.
Oh, I love that. Love that. Yes. That's a great song, and the lyrics are great. And it's funny, like I had that prayer card on my mirror in my bathroom.
Yeah.
And going through something, having a horrible day, like, and it fell on the floor, and I picked it up, and I'm reading it, and I'm like, wow, it just really resonated with it. I was like, wow, thanks, Nick. I looked up, I'm like, thanks, Nick. I needed that,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a great song. I still listen to that song. It's awesome.
Yeah. Then on the bottom here we have what would become a later obsession of hers, Steel Panther.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know much about Steel Panther. I don't
They're
know.
fun. I saw them in Vegas.
Are they a cover band? I don't understand what they are. Do they
They
sing their own songs?
They're great.
They started off as a cover band, but then they started to do their own original 80s style songs, but in a comedic way.
Yeah.
And I actually I saw them. I was in England for a week with a friend of mine, and we were walking down the street, and I saw a sign that said Motley Crue playing at the arena. So we went, and they were opening up. And then when I came back from England, I said to Nicole, "You've got to hear." And she went blown obsessed. So many meet and greets with them. Been on stage with them.
That's great.
Done some things on stage that I'm sure that we don't want to talk about.
Yeah.
Rock concerts, and
that's great.
She's met them several times, and I met some of the band with her too. Really great guys.
Yeah.
And then some, of course, and other pictures with some of her friends throughout the years and families.
That's great. Yeah, that's awesome.
So
good picks.
So the end of the album.
All right. Finally. This is a great song. I love this song. Finally.
Finally.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah.
Finally. What a way to end it.
I hear your mama calling you.
I love it. Mama calling you. Love it.
Oh my God, you better stand and face the truth. I drank 3 6-packs just so I can look at your face. Like, this is just classic. I mean, what a great song.
Yeah.
What a great song. I want to work out to this song. This is fun.
I do too.
Now, know what you guys are going to be doing tomorrow.
You're going to be working out to the song. Yes, absolutely.
God, yeah, this really brings me back.
I haven't heard this in so long. Oh my God.
Did you, Bianca, did you and Nicole see them on this tour? Didn't they open up for Ozzy?
So we did see them on this tour. So she was obsessed with Ozzy, and then I think Anthrax was playing with them. So her mom took us to see.
Yeah, I remember she dropped you guys off or something. You went in by yourself. Was that the case? Yeah.
No, I think she came with us. Laurie came with us.
Yeah. Did she? Oh my God, I love it. Oh,
we were like in our glory.
Nah, I remember you came home. You guys had the shirts on with this, we
had our shirts with the swirl, and we were obsessed.
Yeah, this was a big tour for them. They toured with Iron Maiden with the seventh tour of the Seventh Son.
Okay,
and Ozzy Osbourne was the No Rest for the Wicked tour.
Yeah.
They toured a little bit with Metallica for the Injustice for All, and they actually were on I think it might have been the first ever Headbangers Ball tour with Halloween and Exodus.
Oh, I was there. I went to that. Yeah, it was Halloween, Exodus. Yeah, that was in the city. That was fun. I remember going to that. I was in high school. Damn.
Yeah.
I took Erica Trotter with me. We went. That's so funny. I forgot about that.
So that's so any memories from the 1988, 89 shows or? That's a long
Jeez,
time ago, I know.
we're going back. I've been to so many that I just can't.
That's the
I
problem.
can't figure out what. Yeah, I can't figure out what year
all
was.
the years blur, so it's
Mhm.
I remember, but I don't know what years they were, so I could probably.
I remember
be
going.
off.
I remember seeing the Headbangers Ball tour with Anthrax, and me and a couple friends were there from high school. And I don't know. I remember like walking afterwards. We saw Frank Bello, and we like followed him like down the street to some like hotel where he was like signing autographs. We were standing there, and my one friend was like, my friend's like, "Let's go." I'm tired. I'm like, "No, this is fun." You know, it was like, so exciting, right?
Yeah, but back then too, seeing a band was way different than what we know now. Like back then, it was a huge ordeal. Like it was, these huge arenas.
Well, when you're
and stuff
15,
like
it is.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
but
15 and you don't drive.
They didn't really have like shows like we have now, like where they play now. They were in like big arenas. It was like a big deal. No? Well, not for like L'Amour and stuff like that. I mean, that's completely different. But like, I mean, when Anthrax got big, they got big. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. Right. Yeah,
we would see them, but not like how we would see them now. You know what I mean? Now we're like, oh, they're playing in Morristown, or they're playing in,
right.
It's way different. They were playing these big, things. So it was, if I remember going to, like seeing Ozzy and Anthrax, it was like a big show. You know what I mean? It was like way different.
The first of all, the culture was different. Kids, were, the mosh pits and stuff. You just don't have that. Even now, you don't have that.
Right.
So yeah, I can only imagine the excitement to see them then versus now. It'd probably be very quiet audience that are like standing or sitting or
right.
Right. Back then, they were like movie stars to us.
Yes,
they were untouchable. Now it's like, oh, you see fucking, Frank Bello, or you see, oh, hey, oh my God, we grew up with you guys. Like, it's so different. You know what I mean? Like,
there
it's back then. No, we had like stars in our eyes when we were little. They were like our heroes. Like it was way, way different. And to realize they're really not that much older than us. Like I always thought they were like these adults, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like touring the world and so whatever. And meanwhile, as we're getting older, I'm like, they're really not that much older than us. You know what I mean? It's funny.
Yeah. One of them, and I can't remember which band member, though. I belong to it's called the 501st Legion, and you do charity work in Star Wars costumes that are like movie-like.
That's hysterical.
Okay.
I love it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the members of Anthrax does it.
No way!
Do you know that?
Yeah, and they do it. They'll go like Comic-Cons and wear their stormtrooper outfit and not tell it. Like, nobody knows who it is.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
That's great.
Yeah. I think it's so cool they do that. I didn't get to see them obviously in 88, 89, but I did see them with Nicole later in life. She made sure we got front row tickets because at that time Joey Belladonna was back in the band because there was a period he wasn't.
Right.
And we had to get front row, and I think it was
That's great.
Megadeth, if I'm correct.
Okay.
It was so cool. I definitely didn't have the time that she had. I mean, she was in heaven,
dying.
Being able to reach out and touch Joey's hand and all that. 80s stuff that we did in the probably 2000s. But great show though. I remember that. I didn't walk. I've been to some shows where I didn't know the band as well and was like, I could have. But I thought it was a lot.
Well, now that you're listening to them and listening to these songs, you're going to have to revisit it when they do come back around because it's a different experience when you know the older. Songs, right?
Yeah,
when you're older and you know the words and it's. To me, it's like it's like a high. You're like you're right in it, and you're so close. You could see everything. It's not like I said, a huge arena. You're like, it's like seeing your friends. Like it's weird that you grew up with, but they're a band now. They're on stage.
Yeah.
It's that kind of feeling. They're not untouchable. They are touchable. They're right there. Like they're guys from New York, not far from us. Like So it's pretty cool.
It's crazy because I'll go back to like 1988, sitting on the floor with Nicole, looking at the cassette, going like, I don't get it, But
Right.
fast
Yeah.
forward to 2026, I get it. Like, I know now why she loved that album, and
Yeah, right.
Mhm.
Yes.
I
Yes.
gave it
Yes.
more
Yes.
attention
Yes.
back then. I just,
Yes.
But you think about
Right.
1980, I would say 85 to 1989. Look what came out. Like,
Right.
so much. Like, how do you listen to everything and buy everything, and especially if you don't have money, you're a kid,
Right. Yeah. Sure.
We
Yeah.
watched Headbangers Ball. That's what we did.
Yeah.
We would stay up till 3 o'clock, 12 to 3 every freaking every Friday or
Saturday,
Saturday?
yeah.
Every Saturday.
Maybe Friday.
And we would tape it and we would watch it all week over and over and over again. That's what we did,
Yeah. That was it was funny because I hung out with a lot of girls, and I was really the only boy in the group. And I don't know if Lorri felt bad or anything like that, but she actually used to allow me to sleep over when we were like 15 years old. She made sure we were separate bedrooms. But
yeah.
But Nicole and I would get, that's when I got to have my time with her, staying up night watching Headbangers Ball and all that stuff,
Oh my God! Look at that picture with her lion shirt. Oh my God, that's
hysterical.
Or cheetah on it. That is so great.
And there's obviously a picture with the three of you as very, very young kids.
Oh, and you and her with your doggies. I love that.
Yeah,
that's great. Awesome.
Like I think it was our only professional. It was a professional photo shoot.
That's so great. You had to do it. Yeah, you had to do it.
Oh, I had it planned. It was really for me and my dogs, and I, bought overalls and I bought dogs overalls, me overalls, and I bought hats. And Nicole, like, I guess I showed it to her, and she was like, I'm coming. And I lived like 2 hours away, and she went and bought herself overalls, a hat, and brought herself down to my house. And she's like, I'm doing these pictures with you, which I had no problem with.
Yeah, the best.
It was so awesome. Also, there on the corner next to you guys is a picture of her and another good friend of hers that they were very close, was our friend Shannon. But fortunately, Shannon, when we were about 25, passed away.
Okay, got it.
They were very, very, very close in age. But again, this is definitely a happy Mother's Day to Lorri. I know that it's not the best day in the world for her, but we love her, and
we definitely do. We definitely do. And I love that picture of the two of them in the corner. You see that picture, B?
I love it. Yeah.
I love that picture. Oh my God, the same hairdo. It's like the best.
I mean, this is what we are made of. Like, this is us. Like, this is a big, huge part of our lives. Like, huge. Like, it made us Nicole made us who we are, and her mom, and growing up the way we did in Jersey, and it's just a huge part of who I am today. We're very keep it real girls. We're not, we're like Nicole was very, always so grounded. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Always never, had an ego or any type of, she just didn't give a fuck. And, you know what I mean? She really she just really didn't give a fuck what anybody thought. And if she loves Skid Row and I didn't like Skid Row, she's gonna fucking make me like Skid Row. She doesn't. You know what I mean? She's gonna fucking play. She's gonna play it until I fucking like it. And I'm like, all right, Nicole, it's not that.
That's great.
Like, that was, it's a huge part, I think, of who we are today. Nicole
absolutely.
And Lorri, and how we raise.
For me, like, Lorri, I learned so much from Lorri, like being like watching her being a single mother and raising Nicole, and
there was nobody that was working their ass off like Lorri, going to work and coming home and cooking dinner. Like, I never saw anything like it before in my life. And then give Nicole shit and be like, being tough on her, but she was tough on her for a reason. She wanted her to be independent, and I think that's, I think that was huge. That you didn't see that back then. You know what I mean? You really didn't.
Yeah.
You just always saw like these cookie cutter families, and
Yeah.
Dad goes to work, the mom's, cooking or whatever. You never really, I remember mom working, but it was, I never really saw any other mom like Nicole's mom, like Lorri.
Yeah, for sure.
Lori's super mom. I mean, Nicole and I used to joke about it all the time that, because she just could do anything. Like, and like her, I'd be like, "Oh, what is your mom doing?" And she'd be like, "Oh, she's like out there fixing something." And we would call her Schneider from.
One day at a time. Yeah.
Yeah. One day at a time. For her, that she walked around the house with a tool belt, but like, you can literally catch her like hanging, like building something or fixing something in her house, and then sitting there making like homemade eggplant.
Right.
Like,
yep. 100%. Yeah.
Jack of all trades.
So true.
Yep.
So true. But it's funny because Lorri, also, I didn't mean to cut you off, but Lorri had this other taste in music that I didn't.
Yes.
So as we're metalheads as kids, we're in the living room dancing to like Earth, Wind, and Fire, and all this soul and all this like R&B shit, and I was like, damn, I like this stuff, but I don't want to admit I like it, but I like it.
Yeah.
And so I had that influence growing up from Lori's side, which I absolutely love. So
and you know what song I always think of when I hear it, that once she always used to play it in her car, and she would always have her jean shorts on, right?
Oh, those denim shorts.
Baby, that's on Baby, we can do it, take the time, do it right. Yeah, we can do it, baby. Like I was driving in her car, listening to that. It was just so many fun memories, right? Being little and like
I did. I remember, us videotaping. I gotta ask Laurie if she has me and Nicole would videotape singing Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Okay.
And we would put the video camera up and dance around to Earth, Wind, and Fire. And like, I was like, play it again, play it again. Like, let's dance to that again. In the midst of our like rock outs, like we would have a cool down with Earth, Wind, and Fire. So I was getting influenced with that stuff at the same time, which as I got older, I started absolutely loving. Like I started buying albums and I started getting like into all that type of music. So it's weird. I had two different, influences from, both of them.
Yeah. I don't think Lori would probably know this, but like I have a soft spot in my heart for the Bee Gees, and that comes from her.
Well, right.
See that?
Growing up, she was a huge Bee Gees fan, and I remember seeing the Bee Gees stuff around the house, and it made me go to listen to them later and appreciate them. Yeah, so yes, she was influential. And then anybody that was around Nicole from probably the age of, I'd say 14 to maybe 20 would have not expected a lot out of her later in life, because she was, a little on the lazy side, and, wanted to rock and, school.
Yeah, have fun. I
know that it was a chore to get her to go to school every day. It wasn't easy, but, with Lori's upbringing and constantly, being there for her and supporting her, she went to go on to, get a master's degree and be an occupational therapist.
I mean, I never thought, I never thought that, from what I remember Lorri just like, you gotta figure out what you're gonna do. She'd be like, yeah, okay, whatever.
I was living with her when she graduated, and it was the most. She just graduated, and it was the most.
What year did she graduate?
That was 2008, 2009, somewhere around there.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, and it took forever.
So, At that point, I think we kind of like we didn't talk, only because there was no like, there was no like social media, like anything like that. So when she did move to Florida, we did keep in touch, and but it was different back then. You just had a telephone, and we didn't really see her much anymore. We did visit, I think, once or twice when we went to Florida. So and then I think 2000. When did I have Wyatt? 2010. And then so I started having kids, and but I'll tell you, I mean, the minute things came back around and phones started coming and like it
Yeah.
started like we
And
were like
MySpace, right? I think she was on
and
MySpace.
like everything just
Yeah.
kind of, even though our lives kind of, you know, went different ways, the second you talk to her, it was like we had never stopped talking. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I think that's like a Jersey thing. You know, I think you just like pick up. I think you just like pick up like right where you left off, and it's like no questions asked. Like, oh, you went to school, great. Oh, you're having kids. Oh, cool. All right, cool. You know, like it is what it is. You know. But,
and
so,
I went to South Beach too. Remember I went to South Beach and I called her and I was like, listen, I'm gonna be in South Beach for the weekend. She's like, oh my God, I don't know if I could drive by myself. It's too much. And she's like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna meet you on the beach, even though I hate the beach and I hate the ocean. I'm like, And she came and we sat on the beach for like 4 hours and we bullshitted. We had so much fun. And I'm like, oh, we have to get together. You have to come visit us. We have to figure something out because I realized how much we missed her, and she's exactly the same as she was when we were little. We had the best day. And I think from there, like me, her and Bianca were talking again about her coming to visit New Jersey at some point. And that's when we kind of made
that's when we started texting. We did like a 3-way text. So that we were always in touch. If we saw something, we would text her. She's met a guy, she would text us, and it was like right back. It was right back to where we were, you know, like nothing changed.
She would have us like peeing our pants, laughing, dying. Like she would find like old pictures of, like when she was younger, like what were the portraits in the mall. We used to take the glamour shots. Like she'd be like, all right, get ready for this one. In this picture, I look like, you know, a farmer looking for like, just as she would send us, we were like, like we couldn't get enough of her humor, right? Gosh.
Well, I definitely have to say, because you know, we all know that, you know, most of her adult life, her and I were inseparable. Almost the whole adult life. All I ever heard, and I mean, and obviously, you know, I've known you guys, and you know, Bianca, we spent time together as kids. But I know her whole adult life. You both, you know, Erica and Bianca were such good friends of hers. She talked about you all the time, and you know, always told the stories. So you know, like you said, maybe there's times in life you weren't, you know, that close. But I know deep down inside, you guys meant the world to her.
Well,
You know, I know, and Lorri knows. You know, the three of us were definitely her special, you know, her special friends of her life.
Yeah, it's a shame we all just didn't get together at some point, you know, the later years. That would have been we would have had a blast. Oh my God.
You know, I have to admit, I remember when she, about 4 or 5 years ago, she went to go see you guys in Jersey.
I think she called you too from my house. I remember that, saying next time we have to make a plan, you got to come.
Yeah, I was a little bent when that happened, because I was like, you didn't ask me to go. Like, I'm from New Jersey. We would have had the greatest time. But I'm so glad she had that time with you guys, because it was so needed. You know, we had
a blast.
We had like sleepovers, like we had like when we were 15, you know, 12, 13, 14, 15. It was crazy. You know?
So well, I want to thank both of you for your time on this. Again, you know, I appreciate you spending the time and doing this with me, because, you know, again, Lorri, we love you.
We love you more and miss you.
Nicole, we miss you.
Oh, Nicole, please come back to us.
Yep. I know I know Lorri tells me stories, and you know, like things that happen around the house. So she's around, and
we know it.
Yeah,
we know.
We know. Erica knows. She's been around.
We know. Some wild dreams, and it's really comforting. And I don't, as much as we miss her and everything, I just feel like she's always so close to us, right? I don't feel like she's that far away.
You know. I just feel like we were just a little jaded, though. I would have liked to have another, you know, a little more time, like to, you know, I don't know. I feel like our last time together was just like a tease. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like, you know, if we had a little bit more time, like, you know, but it's just the way shit goes.
Well, you gotta just be grateful for the time we had with her, right?
I know. Well, that's what I say. You know, at least I got to see her, and you know, she got to see the kids, and she met my kids, so that was really important. You know, try and explain stuff to them. Oh, well, we were your age. This is what my kids would look at me like, okay, like, doesn't sound so exciting, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, we had the, because we didn't have kids, so our plan was to do like the Golden Girl thing, and we were just gonna, I mean, that's why I was in Florida. I came here to spend my adult life with by her, her. And great. We were gonna beg Lorri for all her money to be left to us, so we can live, have a funny life.
Great life. I love it.
And just
it's great.
There's a lot of Lorri, Jason, and Nicole stories, things we put Lorri through, but that's not for this podcast.
Right, that's another one.
That's for the next one. Oh my God, that's great.
Both, awesome. Thank you both very much, and I want to thank the listeners for. I know this is probably a weird episode for you guys because it's a tribute to Nicole and a Mother's Day present for her mom. But Anthrax, great album. Bianca, thank you so much. Tomorrow. Yeah. So before we leave, real quickly, what is your favorite song off the album?
I'd have to say, I don't know. What's yours, Eric?
Yeah, I don't even. I can't. I don't know. I like. I want to say Now It's Dark.
Okay.
But it's gonna change when I hear the next one. I'm like, oh, this is. It's like asking to pick your favorite child. You can't do it.
I was waiting for one of you to say that. I'm gonna say Making Me Laugh.
Okay. Yeah.
That's for me.
Maybe I'm trying to think.
Just say Antisocial.
I was gonna say, only because Antisocial, only because of the memories and watching the video over and over again, and what it was I think it brings me back to Nicole's living room, and I think that's where my memory is of this album. It was that fucking first time we saw that video and we're jumping around. I love it.
Where does this album rank for you in the category of Anthrax albums?
Oh jeez, I'm gonna go. I think Among the Living is my favorite, hands down.
I'm gonna say Among the Living is definitely my favorite. It's because I think it's when we first acknowledged them, right? I mean.
So this one number 2, you think?
No, the album before that, for sure. Madhouse. This is
number 3.
So I think.
I'm gonna go. 3. I'm gonna go with 3.
We lost you, Erica.
Oh really?
Yeah, you're going black.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay, sorry.
I would say number 3.
I'm going to say this is number 1 for me because I haven't.
All right, are you serious?
I haven't listened to the other ones.
All right, this is number 1. This is all right. Spread the Disease is the first, is number 1. Then Among the Living is number 2. This will be the 3rd for me. I'm going to go with 3.
I would say 3, I think you should listen to the other ones now that you listen to this because you'll see the evolution.
Yeah,
you'll
for
see,
sure. Yes,
you know. The first album, they were raw. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what's that? Fisting?
Fistful of Metal.
I've heard that album, actually. But, I plan to listen to the rest. I was more of a greatest hits Anthrax person.
Yeah. But do you remember the video Madhouse? It was on Headbangers Ball all the time. So that was
I'm the Man,
Crunchy.
Let's Bring the Noise. I mean, I like all that,
Yes.
But alrighty. Well, thank you.
Right. This was so much fun, Jason. Thank you.
Anytime.
Thank you.
Come
back. Yes, for sure. Have us back.
I can't wait. I'm really excited.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day, Lorri.
I love you guys.
Bye.